was just complimenting whoever was working on the desk while I was away for the weekend, because I got the bone here with my name on it, and there were some bone marks on the desk, and somebody cleaned the bone shards off my desk. It's very important. A lot of the newcomers in the late night world don't know you got to clean all the bone shards off your desk at the end of the week, or else it builds up. It builds up. Hey, everybody, with that bit of wisdom out of the way, let's say hello to our friend, Mr. John Batiste. Hello, John Batiste.
Hello, Stephen Colbert. Get the bone shards away. Come on.
Now, John, how was your weekend?
Weekend was blessed. I am glad to see a lot of things. I'll say that.
Okay. You should just please, for vision itself, or just the things you're seeing in the world?
Both. I think the things I'm seeing in the world are promising, and it's still a rough time, but I think we're moving out of it. I'm gonna speak that into existence.
Oh, good. Throw it out there like a anchor and pull yourself toward it on the rope of your hope.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. That's deep.
John Batiste, everybody. Thank you, John.
Yes, indeed.
So, folks, if the president isn't listening to his task force, and he's not, who is he listening to? Enter coronavirus advisor and vitamin salesman explaining why this actually isn't a pyramid scheme, Scott Atlas. Unlike experts like Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, Atlas's plan is for Americans to infect each other so much they achieve something called herd immunity. Herd, because this is a pile of bull. Now, a lot of people die under the scenario of herd immunity. Also, unlike Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, he's not an immunologist. Atlas is a neuroradiologist who does not have a background in infectious diseases or epidemiology, and he hasn't practiced medicine in nearly a decade. Call me a dreamer. But shouldn't the person helping to lead our country's pandemic response be an expert in, I don't know, pandemics? If my laptop breaks, I take it to the Genius Bar, not to a semi-retired podiatrist. So where'd this guy come from? Well, the president brought Atlas aboard largely due to his frequent Fox News appearances in which he downplayed the virus. So he's an awful pick for medical advisor, but slightly better than the president's second choice from Fox News, Dr. Walk-in Bathtub. Atlas has been doing what any responsible physician does during a pandemic, inciting violence. In response to new lockdown measures in Michigan, Atlas tweeted, "The only way this stops is if people rise up." No, the only way this stops is if people stay home. That's like saying the only way to stop the war on drugs is if people do all the drugs. Then there'll be no more drugs left. Remember, kids, just say blow. But Atlas denied trying to start anything, tweeting, "Hey, I was never talking at all about violence. Never would I endorse or incite violence. Never." Yes, he doesn't want people to die from violence. He just wants people to die. One place that resisted lockdowns and gave herd immunity a whirl is Sweden. They've been seen as sort of like the experimental country for all of this. And I have to tell you, regardless of what Atlas says, the results have not been good. Sweden's per capita death rate from the coronavirus is one of the highest in the world. Well, that makes sense. After all, death is Swedish. Well, this weekend there was a big announcement from Sweden's chief epidemiologist, Anders Tegnell, seen here on the book jacket of a crime novel that will be turned into a Kenneth Branagh BBC miniseries. In light of a huge spike in cases and hospitalizations, Tegnell admitted that Sweden's let them catch it policy didn't do much to increase national immunity, adding, "We see community spread in many regions simultaneously right now," which the Swedish government explained in this helpful PSA.
COVID-19, no vaccine, go back to quarantine.
You got to hand it to Tegnell, though. Admitting your public health policy did not work takes some brass lingonberries. Now, I just want to take a moment to say we should not be taking medical advice from Sweden, as Atlas seems to be doing. They seem smart over there, but they're mostly just blonde and tall. So I want to make a list right now. I'm going to take Sweden to task for the number of things that they've shanked. Let me get ready for it. Hold on. Here we go. And I want to point out while I'm putting this on, in this bit originally, I was going to be Swedish with the accent and everything. And then I changed it to me just yelling at Sweden, and I decided to keep the outfit. Because it's dumb. Do I look dumb?
No, sir.
No!
I mean, yes.
Thank you, Mark. The guy's from News. Here's a number of things that Sweden has shanked. Number one, pickled herring. We've had refrigeration for 100 years. Stop it. Okay, here's another one. Maybe the structural integrity of all the furniture for home shouldn't depend on little wooden dowels and an Allen wrench. The Swedish bikini team. It is a sexist organization, should not be funded by the Swedish government. I don't even think bikini is an Olympic sport. And hey, Swedes, you need to explain why the oldest surviving English language poem, Beowulf, takes place in Sweden. I demand an apology to Grendel and his mother, although she did enjoy Sweden's generous maternity leave, which gave her time to bond with her warped, inhuman offspring. Black licorice. It's tough enough without the salt. Meatballs, they're delicious. They should be larger. Okay? Then you blow it with the lingonberry jam. I'm sorry, it's a weird combo. Jam and meatballs. No. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of the Skarsgårds. You can't have Skarsgårds and Sarsgaards. Pick a lane. I've got one final message for you, and I'll give it to you in your native language. I assume all that was cursing. We'll be right back with CNN's Jake Tapper.